Hello my friends, it's April 24th, 2018, and it's time for today's big story. Wolfenstein II, The New Colossus, has gotten its official release date. It's coming to Switch on June 29th, 2018. Hooray! We're excited, right? I haven't played the game. I waited specifically to get the Switch version. I played the first one, well, you know, the one prior to this. Really enjoyed it. Been looking forward to this a lot, but here we are talking about Switch game card file sizes and all that stuff again, because through some detective work today, we found out some details that have made people upset. So first, some interesting news. Wolfenstein II on the PS4 and the Xbox One are quite large in file size. The PS4 version is 44 gigs, and the Xbox One version is 47 gigs. What is it on the Switch? Well, the Switch version is 13.7 gigs, so a huge difference, which isn't surprising because a whole bunch of assets were downgraded and stuff like that. I still think the game looks great, I honestly do, but obviously, just like Doom, there's a lot of compression in audio and there's a lot of downgraded textures and stuff like that to make it fit. But yeah, that's a huge difference. So like I said, 13.7 gigs. Now here's where people get upset. There are multiple Switch game card sizes. There's 1 gig, I think there's a 2 gig, there's an 8 gig, a 16 gig, 32 gig, and I know there's bigger ones, but I don't know if they're out yet. I think they're coming later. But anyway, with the game being 13.7 gigs, it could fit on a 16 gig card easily. Now, 13.7 gigs is what the eShop lists as the file size. Obviously, when you install the game, it might take up a little bit more size than that, or a little bit more space, but shouldn't be too much. Should still be able to fit on a 16 gig card. Well, as you've probably seen, the retail version of Wolfenstein II on the Switch has that big logo on the front that says Internet Download Required. So once again, we're left to make up for Bethesda saying, you know, we're going to go with the cheaper game card and you guys are going to have to give up the storage space, which might mean buying a micro SD card or shifting a whole bunch of other things around just to get the game on there. So yes, they could have fit it on a 16 gig card, at least according to the eShop information, and they chose not to do that and went with the 8 gig option to keep things cheaper. MeReal on Go Nintendo says, wow, I think we all assumed a mandatory download was due to the game clocking in at 40 gigs or thereabouts. So all along it would have fit on a 16 gig card, and third parties wonder why Nintendo fans don't bother. Well, I didn't think it was going to be 40 gigs. I knew they'd shrink it down like they did with Doom. I figured it'd be around the same file size, somewhere around there at least. But yeah, I would have thought if they could have got it under the 16 gig mark that they would have went with the bigger card. You know, I'm of two minds. Just purely based as a consumer, I'm upset because they could fit it on one game card and we wouldn't need to offer up storage space for it. And then, you know, the business side of things is they can save money, and game cards cost more than printing a DVD, so, you know, CD or whatever you want to call it, a disc. So, I can understand why they're doing it, because if they're costing more in one area, they need to make that money back, or at least cut down that cost in another way. So I guess if they went with the 16 gig card, they would have printed less physical copies. I don't know what they're expecting the sales to be, but Bethesda just recently said that they and Nintendo are both very happy with how their games are selling on the Switch so far. So there is a market. This game, Wolfenstein II, while not completely new, is much closer to the launch date for the other versions than Doom or the Elder Scrolls was. So I would imagine that maybe more people would buy this one. So I don't know. Obviously, there's a lot of decisions that went in there. I understand consumers being upset. I understand Bethesda doing what they did. I personally am not too bothered by it. I don't like it, but I can see the rationale behind it. So it's a tough decision, but I can't fault consumers who are like, God damn it, just spend some extra money and put it on the bigger game card. Alright my friends, that's today's big story for April 24, 2018. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting. It's very much appreciated. I'll be back tomorrow for whatever tomorrow's big story is, and I sure hope you'll join me to check it out. So until then, have a lovely day, and a lovely evening, and I'll see you in a few short hours. Hey guys, RMC here from Go Nintendo. If you like what you saw in the video, why don't you give us a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe? We'd love to have you. If you want to see what else we're up to, you can check out GoNintendo.com for 24-hour Nintendo news. You can visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/GoNintendo. You can check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/GoNintendoTweet, and we're even over on Instagram at instagram.com/GoNintendo. I put all the links in the description just to make it easier for you guys to follow. Thanks a lot.